Order is a purchasing and payments platform for businesses. Our goal is to simplify the entire process for them. The way that we do that is we allow a business to connect all of their vendors to our platform. We then give them a single e-commerce experience so that they can place orders for all of their products just in one place on our website. Because all of that's consolidated, we then give them controls and analytics and tools for them to basically see exactly what their business is spending on and how to optimize it. After an order gets placed with us, we handle literally everything from there. It really is a tool that helps the purchasers in the business spend less time purchasing. If we were to rewind about a year or so, we had just raised our Series B, and we had a relatively small engineering team, about like 7 or so engineers. We had an okay setup. We were on AWS already, which we were very happy with, but there were a lot of different areas that we started to notice that we wanted to make improvements. For me, then the decision came down to whether or not we want to build it in-house or bring in an expert. And when I look at differentiated parts of our product, things that we do uniquely that no one else does, those are the types of things that we typically would want to do in-house. But when it comes to something like cloud, there are industry best practices for this already. We started looking at outside services, and Caylent really jumped out to us in that process because of a few different reasons. Their quality was just generally higher than what you would typically get when outsourcing any engineering work. But the main thing was that the way that they worked by embedding a full pod of engineers deeply within our company was just very attractive to us. We wanted people that really care a lot about documentation and working really closely with all the other engineers on our team and leveling up everybody that we had as well. And then, frankly, we also wanted something that was cost effective, something that was very high quality, but we also wanted something that was fair and that would scale well with us. When I've talked with different partners in the past for this, they were very prescriptive about what the solution should be. Caylent's approach with us for that project is they first did some research, particularly off of the back of our business needs. They then did some additional technical research, used the knowledge that they had and all of that to put together a 40-50 slide presentation showing here are the 2 or 3 different pathways that we can take. This is the one that we recommend and the benefits and the weaknesses of it. We then worked with them over the course of a week to align on the exact right pieces, and then they went and started building all of that out.
We had a very basic infrastructure. We really didn't have any automated ways to deploy and things like that early on. It was the old days of a small startup with just a handful of engineers, and we had one software engineer who had a little familiarity with infrastructure as code and got us started.
It was taking a lot of time for us to run our CI and CD processes. We need those tools to be working extremely well, and we need to be able to push very consistently every single day, and at the time, that was really slowing us down.
In order to set them up for scale, what we did is basically help them adopt a Terraform Cloud-based workflow. We took all of the Terraform states to Terraform Cloud, and we built a CI/CD workflow around that based on GitHub Actions. That helps on multiple fronts. The most important is there's now a distributed team managing multiple pieces of that infrastructure.
Datadog was a service that was implemented by Caylent. They went through and actually helped us sort out what we needed to do to monitor the platform, and have really advanced us in terms of our ability to understand our platform's current performance and identify areas where we can scale and just create more reliability overall.
Caylent has transformed a few different parts of how the engineering team works. It's improved a lot of our tooling and how our team has actually been able to deploy continuously, test their code, all of those types of things. The second is it's just really improved our DevOps culture. What we noticed once we brought Caylent in was that they were really able to make DevOps a much more core part of our development lifecycle, increase the knowledge across the entire team, have a ton of different DevOps related documentation built into the rest of our engineering documentation now. And it's basically made our engineers a lot more comfortable taking bigger swings at solving problems that also now require infrastructure related solutions.
We've probably reduced our deployment times about 20% already with just some of the changes they've made in terms of configuration of some of the services we're using in that pipeline. So we've seen a lot of 20% improvement also in our build success rate.
The other area too that we were struggling a lot with was on the data side of things. And we keep track of all user behavior and those types of things. And we've collected a lot of it, but we weren't really doing much with it. It took us a lot of time to just build relatively basic reports and run metrics for our finance team to close books, things like that. So we made the decision as well pretty early on that we wanted to invest in improving our data pipelines and build out like a full data team.
When you're dealing with vast volumes of data, you don't want to be doing analytics off of a relational database. One of the things we helped with was creating a data warehouse based on Redshift, which is a suitable data store for vast volumes of data on top of which you can then do analytics. Alongside that, we helped implement the necessary extract, transform, load pipelines, so-called ETL pipelines, so as to take their production data to transform it, clean it up, and then load it into the Redshift warehouse in a way that's prepared for data scientists to come in and do their job.
We worked really quickly. In the first about 2 or 3 months, we ended up building out the full pipeline, proof of concept across like 5 or 6 of our most core business KPIs, and then launched that actually about a month faster than we were initially anticipating. Got resounding positive feedback from literally everybody in the business. So we expanded the contract with Caylent. We brought in more data engineers. We hired more data people internally. And now we're at the point where we're able to report in real time across every important aspect of the business.
We spend a lot of time thinking about empowering our customers, and the data infrastructure we have is at the core of the value we can deliver from 2 elements. So the first element is what we deliver directly. So it's being able to do things like recommend better products, look across our entire product universe, which is millions and millions of products, in real time, and recommend things while they're still in their shopping experience, delivering savings in time and hard dollars. But the data infrastructure they don't see also helps us make better decisions to give them more, so we can allocate product builds better.
Having the richness of quantitative data at our fingertips enables us to much more quickly de-risk certain aspects of something that we are trying to test out with our customers and validate. So it shortens the parts of our product lifecycle often because we now have the ability to self-serve this data more easily.
But when we find real opportunity and we know that there's time to value to that, being able to rely on the expertise of Caylent, being able to build on the top of their shoulders has just enabled us to go to market faster, to deliver better products, and to deliver them more effectively to businesses we know need them.
In 2021, the initiative for basically every startup was just top-line growth. In 2022, what we're starting to see now is it's much more about efficiency, and that's for the practical reason that there's a possible economic downturn coming. And when I think about efficiency, there's 2 different areas that we can impact the most that Caylent has really helped us the most. One is just how quickly our engineering team can work. The other area that has been a really key initiative in the last 1 to 2 months has been around the cost of all of our infrastructure. We were able to reduce our bill from tens of thousands of dollars a month down about 30 to 40% over the last month or 2. And that was with specifically the expertise of the different cloud and DevOps engineers that we were working with. They liaised really well with our reps at Amazon, and they were able to help us identify the best areas where we could make improvements, and then just very, very quickly implement them. Security has always been something that we've had top of mind. As we were looking to scale, the company, our engineering team, everything else, we wanted to make sure that we had the right security practices in place.
If you are going to trust a company with your information, you want to make sure it's in good hands, right? So that it's kept in a safe place, it's not accidentally exposed or accessed by unauthorized parties. And particularly as businesses grow and their cloud infrastructure grow, it becomes more likely and easier to make mistakes. So that's what we're here for, to build a suitable process with suitable controls in place to help orders scale so that they and their customers don't have to worry about their data. Making sure that they have MFA set up for all their root logins, making sure their S3 buckets are encrypted, making sure their root credentials are not being used access keys. And at the same time, we focus on making sure we're following security best practices in that multi-account environment.
One of the most critical things that we focus on is our customers' trust in the platform, the brand, our ability to deliver on our promise. Making sure that our platform is not just usable but secure is a critical leg of that stool. Making sure that we internally have confidence in the security of our infrastructure is critical, because we need to make sure that we are confident so that our customers in turn are confident as well.
The top 3 benefits that we received span a few different areas. One was just more efficient scale. So that is bringing on extremely high quality, talented engineers like deeply into our team, much more cost efficiently than we could have ourselves. The second is how efficiently the rest of our team can work. We noticed a huge increase in productivity. Like literally our product roadmap is moving 2 to 3 times faster than it was before, because of the tooling that we have in place, the confidence that the engineers have in what they're working on. And then the third area is around the confidence within our engineering team to be able to build larger, more creative solutions that require a lot more than just the in-app development that they were able to do previously.
We were able to basically change the way we store product data, change the way we access product data, and also change the way that we can help deliver better products to our businesses. We tried this project twice before, once without real engineering support, once with trying to hire in-house engineering. Both of them failed miserably. With Caylent, it is successful and accelerating success. We used to live in a world where we'd sit in the exec meetings and we'd look at data and say, is this right? With Caylent, we never have to say that, it's right. And all of our data stitched together in the right way. Caylent provides the right infrastructure where we can just pull, we can match, and we have confidence in the decisions we're making going forward. And knowing that everything downstream is going to function properly, efficiently, and correctly gives us the confidence to deliver what we do deliver best.
When it comes to evaluating a partner, there's really a few things that I would advise every business looks deeply at. It's expertise, it's autonomy in the places where they should be autonomous, but then also it's being able to integrate that knowledge within the rest of your team, level up the knowledge over the rest of your team. What excites me the most about the future is I've seen the amount of progress that we've been able to make from a year ago to today in each of these areas. And night and day differences to how efficiently our engineers can deploy code, to the amount of security we have stood up and is a core part of everything that we ship, and also the amount of data that we have access to drive different product decisions. Now that we have this really sound infrastructure in place, and we're also continuing to reinvest more and more in Caylent in these different areas, I'm really, really excited to see what that's going to look like in a year when we can now leverage everything that we've built and do that with an order team that is 400 people instead of 150.